I'm probably going to die. And I'm not being flippant when I say that. I'm helplessly, keep being helplessly. Gotta stress that one. The part someone like Joe often just doesn't get, okay? I am helplessly enraged, continuously enraged over things I can't share out here because it'll reveal my location, okay? Suffice to say, I fucking hate it here. I hate it here. I had a fan, and I know you're a fan if you make a request. 99.9% of the time, I'm not going to grant any request. But I had a fan ask a simple request for me to brush my hair he likes up close. So he or she, but likely he admires my hair and requested that I brush it up close. That's what I'm doing. Remember, I just washed and blowed it dry 2 days ago. Today we should say my life yet again permanently changed for the worst. Because now I have to worry about a blood clot in my leg that I'm refusing to treat. Unwisely, in the eyes of the medical world, refusing to treat. With their candy that can do no wrong ever. And meanwhile, they know damn well it can. And they know damn well the benefits do not always outweigh the risks. Okay? There's plenty of medical professionals, non-mainstream, who totally concur with that. I'm reading there are even times that somebody gets a blood clot in their lungs that shouldn't necessarily be treated with blood thinners. I guess there's a way to tell that if it's seriously, gonna be the chances of it being deadly. Okay. Remember, I've been told nothing within seconds of being called. My doctor put me on Xarelto, and I was informed you've been put on Xarelto. No discussion, no options, nothing. Not even my condition, other than I have a blood clot. I have to go read online. There are variations, tremendous variations of blood clots. This could be something so minor that the chances of it ever breaking off and going into my lungs or my brain or my heart are so minuscule that the risks of going on the blood thinner don't outweigh the benefits of not going on it. Like, it's not candy. Anyhow, I started this with I'm probably going to die because stress is a killer. I was already under an obscene amount of stress that I'm not able to ever escape, ever, okay? You add in the helpless rage over things I can't tell you, but I hate it here. Already it was none too happy. Already worried sick over my mom. And then unexpected happened that just sent me spiraling into rage. But remember, depression is anger turned inward. So there you go. And there's nothing I can do about it. It's my lot in life. It makes me curse waking up. I like being unconscious. Suffice to say, I don't wake up all, ready to face another day and all of that. Hate it here. Let's just call it like it is. Let's just be blunt. I hate it here. Because Joe would be like, at least you have me. Yeah. I know. I'd die without you, Joe. But it's still not enough. He's used to being alone, remember? So he's perfectly happy to be alone. Didn't sleep enough. Again, Joe's gonna come over. He's got very limited time though. So you're like, you need to listen to me and you can't talk on and on and on because we have very limited time and I have things I need to say about this, that, and what have you. I don't want to forget anything. I'm just going to write it all down. My mom's doing horribly. I helplessly cry when I'm there. And then staff sees it. I don't care. One of them's like, are you sad to leave your mom? I'm like, I'm sad at her condition. It's killing me. She's not doing well. You know that. I am, always have been, always will be, even to my detriment, extremely sensitive, caring person. seeing my mom in that condition, knowing that it's probably, not finding any remnants of the mom that, is fucking killing me. The unknown is killing me. On top of me hating it here. But I have to point out, which Joe would say in so many words as well, I'll make a reference to a movie I watched, a really beautiful true story I watched years ago. Okay, called "To Write Love on Her Arms." Well, it was based on a true story, and in it, the main character, female, okay, her friend was talking to her and said something so profound that resonated with me, resonates with so many people. He was like, I guess he was traveling all over the place, so whatever, but never happy in any one place, he's like, yeah, wherever I went, there I was. Profound, as in you can't escape yourself. And that was displayed horrifically beautifully in the brilliant, fucking beyond brilliant movie, The Substance, okay? You can't escape yourself. Wherever you are, like I said, wherever I went, there I was. I found me, etc., etc., etc. That is the fucking bottom line. And then I went to, because they have a whole a movement, the To Write to Love on Your Arms. They have a whole movement on whatever, and I went to go investigate it. Found out he died. He died in some freak thing. Died young, died in his 40s or even 30s, I don't know, but not from suicide. I can't remember how he died, but I have to stress that under the surface, he wanted to die. He might have just died in some freak car accident or something. But it wasn't suicide, I don't think. I think I remember thinking, oh, he said all that, he ends up dying young. Speaking of which, I get to find out tonight what happens with Blue on Nashville, Tennessee. I almost forgot about that. I did forget about it because I've been waiting patiently, and here we are. You're just at the mercy of the writers, but they're not going to leave us. It's always the case where it's found out. We want it to be found out. If Blue found out so innocently, I know his dad loves him. He's lucky in that regard. My dad treated me like dog shit. I don't know if he's alive or dead, and I don't care. I was a sweet, messed up little girl who didn't deserve to be treated like dog shit. They internalized it all. Anyway, Blue, 100% his dad loves him. But Blue's going to find out the mother he loved, the only one he knew, kept his father from him all his life. Imagine he was told he found his father, but his mom actually pushed him into trying to search. And she always would tell him, your dad doesn't love you, he doesn't want anything to do with you. Meanwhile, he knew about Blue from day one, and Blue finds out accidentally because he sees the book on the table showing when he was even a little kid. But he's going to confront them. Then he goes mad, he goes off the deep end, and it shows him driving too fast and doing reckless, and then it shows a car barreling straight towards him on his driver's side, and you can't survive that. But of course they're going to show that, and then the car could swerve at the last moment and not hit him. Say, I don't know. I don't think they're going to kill him off. But again, we're at the mercy of the writers. I have to stress that. It's not like a reality show that's real. Speaking of which, I didn't watch my Golden Bachelor last night. I wasn't in the mood. I created a video instead. But now I'll have to watch it with commercials, but it's only a fucking hour. Who cares? A lot of times if I watch things beforehand, I don't have to watch commercials. Anyhow. This is the stuff I woke up thinking about, okay? Can't always have skin. It's cold. I don't want to be awake this early. I'd like to go back to bed. I don't know. I have to keep my phone on 24/7. The troll shamed me, and the troll's right, okay? Joe said he was coming today to help me out, put the lips together and whatnot. Said, do not come. Make sure I'm joking, but I'm not. Don't forget my fox. I'm going to be upset. And bring the candy bar unless you ate it. Totally understand if he ate it. Of course, I'm not an idiot. He might not have eaten it, though it might not be what he wants to eat, so maybe or he doesn't even know why he bought it and he tossed it in the garbage. Because he did say, I don't think it's not organic, but why'd you buy it? You weren't going to bring it to me. It was a joke. You're going to the store, the natural store, if you want to be nice, bring me a chocolate bar for Halloween. I mean, and then later he says, they got you the chocolate. Like, why? You're not going to bring it to me. It makes no sense. Everything makes me sad. Everything kills me. They're giving my mom soft food, which I like. I'm sure but I think they must always do that in mental hospitals because you're not allowed even a plastic knife. You can't have anything that's not soft, okay? Remember, there have been plenty of times when Mom's been in mental hospitals, I simply could not visit her. There was no way for me to get there where I lived. That was reality. Okay? And when she was far away, even when I visited, but you don't visit people very often in mental hospitals. It's different than in a nursing home, okay? Yesterday it was brutal for me. Brutal. I hadn't been there in over a week, right? It was brutal for me. And even when I would visit her in mental hospitals, it wouldn't be where I'm there at mealtime, okay? It's just all different realities and different situations. The way I got there, it took 3 fucking hours. Which isn't good for my blood clot, is it? No. Not in your life. Nothing's good for my blood clot, including the fact that I suffer from debilitating anxiety. Okay. Anyway, they're giving her soft food. And it's wonderful. It's great. I want her to have soft food anyway. I put in that even when she can, when people think, no, just give, that's what I do it at home. I don't give her like pork chops or anything like that. I give her soft stuff. If I give her things like, and I can give her like a hard cookie once in a while or something like that, but she has plenty of liquid and then, with it. Okay. And I'm going to tell you right now the fucking truth that broke my heart yesterday because I'm not there. I can't be there I'm there like once a week on different days. That's it. That's it. That's all I can tolerate. That's all I'm going to do. It's a long time to get there and back. It's an all-day thing. I'm not going to do it. Out of it anyway. She doesn't call me. She doesn't call anybody. And they took her stuff away or she lost it. I wrote note numbers for her. Her talk to God book that she'll like scream. She'll be so upset. Where's my talk to? She sleeps with it every night here and she make me even look for it if it was misplaced, even though it's time to go to bed and I have to go search for it. And you know what I mean? I brought it to her, never imagined that's missing. They might not want her to have it. Remember, she's problematic and they don't want you to have a lot of stuff. I got back one of her shirts that apparently was in her locker. They had taken it away because they don't want her to have too much clothes. I don't know. Everything's different. Every state is different. My mom's different. But I'm going to tell you about broccoli because it breaks my fucking heart. And it's what goes on when I'm not there. I'm there once. I can make sure she eats all her meal once while I'm there. So they gave her a nice soft thing that was good. It looked good with a hamburger and all kinds of stuff in it, nice and soft. I fed it to her and made her. I didn't make her. I mean, she could have said no, but she ate every bite. Okay? And broccoli. Now the broccoli was soft. The broccoli is good for her. The broccoli is delicious. If you put it, even if it's soft, in a big thing like that, right? You know what I'm talking about. The florets. This was good fucking broccoli. It looked good. It may have been fresh and not even frozen, but it doesn't matter because, it looked good to me to eat. But she had a plastic spoon, a plastic fork. I was trying to get those broccoli things undone because it's a big thing, that big, nice and soft, but a big thing, and I couldn't do it. In fact, the plastic fork started breaking, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm sitting here trying to help my mother, and a piece of that plastic fork could go down her throat. So, but I'm very, very aware, and the minute it started breaking, I said, Mom, I'm trying to get this broccoli off. They should not serve it to you like that, but of course they're going to. Of course they're going to. Nothing I can fucking do about it. Because to the cook it's soft. Yeah, but there's no knife. There's no way to cut it. Okay? I'm not my mother and I couldn't fucking cut it and I was trying. With taking the spoon, in the end, I had to switch over to feeding her with the spoon. And guess what I did with the fucking broccoli? And told her to do the same thing, but she's not going to remember. If I wasn't there, she wouldn't have eaten it probably. I can guarantee you. She'd try and she wouldn't be able to. I broke it up with my fucking hands. While crying the entire time. Knowing that this is how it's going to be. They're not going to think. They're just going to, And I've repeatedly told them she can't open those cardboard cartons. But there's always new staff, and they're always they even have temps, and they're over rushed, and they're with whatever. And they put down the carton in front of her, but she at least, they had moved her somewhere else, and now she's back where the nurse's station is. I said, Mom, if you can't get that broccoli, break it up, just like I just did. It's important for you to eat it. If you can't open, you have to have a drink. If they forget to open up your damn cardboard cartons, then you start screaming. Just start screaming. You're right where everybody is, unlike the last time I was here. Okay? They moved you back to where they had you originally. Good. Do it. They didn't do that because they wanted to. They did it because she was tormenting her roommate. I won't elaborate. She was being not very nice. Okay? It's not her fault. She's out of her mind. I don't care. They put her where the nurses. I'm glad about that. But the broccoli looked delicious to me. And it's served in a floret this big that's soft, but you cannot cut it. I couldn't do it, and I'm not my mother. I couldn't do it. You can't cut it. So that's how you're going to serve it? So the person can't fucking eat it and get her nutrition? I said something. Of course, they're to them, I'm just a fly. And I said something, and then she was like, she was bringing her medication because they're fed up, of course. They have to, my mom's problematic at refusing her meds, so then they're bringing her the flufenazine and pudding, and the woman was nice, the staff member was nice, she was young, she said, do you want to keep this pudding to have with the brownie? And I said, oh yeah, let her keep the pudding, and I put the pudding in her brownie, and that was delicious. I love pudding brownie. I used to make a dessert pudding brownie, and a long time ago, lifetime ago, with Cool Whip, and or pudding and cake, but it's the same concept. It's delicious. My mom ate every bite. I fed it to her. And they know she can eat, but when I'm there, I'm feeding her. Why not? I had to cut up the broccoli I had to break it up with my hands, and I got her to eat it. If I hadn't been there, the broccoli would have been left behind, and it would go on her chart. Name of Laura's mom didn't eat her broccoli. Name of Laura's mom didn't eat her broccoli. Didn't eat her broccoli. Didn't eat her broccoli. Because they do write that down, how much of your meal you eat. Or they notice she didn't eat it, and they go, she doesn't like broccoli. No, she loves broccoli. You gave it to her in a way, there's no way for her to cut it, you motherfuckers. Even I couldn't do it, and I'm not her. I couldn't do it with your plastic knife and fork, and the fucking fork started breaking, the little tongue at the top. You shouldn't give it to her like that. Anybody, if you can't have a knife to cut it. And that's just one example of so many, that I will discover when I'm there at any of these places. And of course, I'm very proactive, and I'm very, I observe what happens or whatever. Just like in the nursing home, I noticed she's stepping over the feet on the wheelchair that don't even need to be there. She doesn't need them, and they shouldn't be on when she has to move herself around and go back from the wheelchair to the walker. And she's stepping over and nearly tripping. Okay? And then I noticed that and told her, don't do that, lift them up, be careful. And then it happened again in front of a staff member, and they're like, oh yeah, I saw that too. You saw that too. It's just a perfect example where it's an accident waiting to happen at any time, okay? And there's not a fucking thing I can ever do about it. I'm just cursed to be observant and cursed to be sensitive and feel helpless, and you know what I mean? The broccoli situation killed me. Because I know it's happening all the time when I'm not fucking there.